The kitchen carried the bitter scent of burnt toast and something heavier, regret, the kind that clings to you like damp fog you can't shake off. Across the table, my daughter Lily sat with a glare sharper than any knife. 16, and already able to cut me open with a look. Her fork dragged against her plate, a grating sound that made my jaw tighten. "You pushed her away, Dad," she said, her voice steady but laced with venom. Each syllable pierced like broken glass. "Mom left because of you." The coffee mug rattled in my hand, dark liquid trembling near the rim. I wanted to shout back, to insist she was wrong, that I hadn't driven Ellen to flee to Mexico for space, only to return with a secret she couldn't hide beneath her sundresses. But my throat locked up, tangled with truths I wasn't ready to face. Lily's words pressed deeper, twisting inside me. The weeks before Ellen's trip had been fraying slowly, like a sweater unraveling thread by thread. Our marriage wasn't flawless, whose is? But I thought we were solid enough. We had built a life together in that small, drafty Seattle bungalow, the one with rattling windows and creaking floors. Ellen's laugh used to fill it, bright as sunlight forcing its way through endless gray skies. Lately, though, her smiles had thinned, her gaze drifting past me, fixed on something I couldn't reach. "I just need some time," she whispered one night, rain tapping the roof like a metronome. "A week in Mexico. To clear my head." I didn't argue. I trusted her. That trust was mistake number one. The warnings had been there, her phone flipped face down on the counter, buzzing at odd hours. Her long disappearances into the bathroom, the door locked, her voice muffled in conversations she never explained. I told myself it was stress. I told myself she was planning a surprise. I'd always been too good at lying to myself. When she returned from Puerto Vallarta, her skin bronzed by the sun, she looked luminous. "You're glowing," I said as I pulled her into my arms. She stiffened for a heartbeat before relaxing, and I ignored it. I ignored the way her hands hovered instead of settling on my back. Lily didn't ignore it. Children never do. After Ellen's return, Lily's laughter dried up, replaced by slammed doors and glares she didn't bother to hide. I thought it was just adolescence gnawing at her edges. Until that morning, when her words shattered my denial. "She's pregnant, Dad," Lily spat, pushing her chair back so hard it screeched. "And it's not yours. How could you not see it?" Pregnant. The word cracked through my skull like a gunshot. I wanted to laugh at the absurdity, but the look in Lily's eyes stopped me. Anger, yes, but also pity. She saw me as a fool. The days after blurred. I drifted through the house, more ghost than man. Ellen, meanwhile, glowed with sweetness, humming as she folded laundry, her hands brushing over tiny baby clothes she'd begun collecting. She smiled, but I searched every smile for cracks. Was her cheer too polished? Was her touch too careful? At night, I lay awake, staring into the dark, the mattress between us wide and cold. My mind replayed every detail of her trip, the photo she'd sent me, turquoise water, cocktails sweating in the sun, her silhouette against fiery skies. I had smiled at them once. Now all I could wonder was, who had taken those pictures? I couldn't confront her. Not yet. Doubt gnawed at me like termites chewing unseen beams. What if Lily was wrong? What if the child was mine? We'd tried for years before giving up. Maybe Ellen wanted to surprise me. But the math didn't lie. 3 months since Mexico, and her belly curved in ways I couldn't ignore. I needed proof. Something solid, something more than the storm in my chest. So I turned into a stranger in my own home, a husband playing detective. While she showered, I unlocked her phone, hands trembling as I scrolled. Nothing. No strange names, no incriminating texts. Too clean. Too deliberate. Or maybe my paranoia was painting shadows where none existed. I searched her half-unpacked suitcase buried in the closet, rifling through the remnants of her trip, desperate for something, anything, that would tell me whether I was chasing ghosts or already living among them. Sand clung stubbornly to the zipper. In a side pocket, I found a crumpled receipt from a beachside bar, dated the final night of her trip. 2 margaritas. One paid in cash. The other charged to a card that wasn't ours. My stomach lurched, though suspicion alone wasn't enough, not yet. The air inside the house thickened day by day, heavy and suffocating. Lily stopped talking to me, her silence screaming louder than anything she could have said. Ellen, either blind or pretending to be, busied herself with plans for the spare room. Mint green, maybe, she suggested brightly, holding up a paint swatch. I nodded stiffly, choking on the thought of another man's child resting in that crib. I wanted to grab her shoulders, force the truth out of her. But fear stopped me cold. What if she admitted it? What if she didn't? The breaking point came on a grey Thursday, the kind of day that mirrors everything dark in your chest. I had been working late just to avoid the house, but Ellen asked me to pick Lily up from soccer practice. When I arrived, she was already in another parent's car, her tear-streaked face pressed against the glass. She didn't want to ride with you, the mother explained gently, her pity cutting sharper than Lily's refusal. I drove home alone, the wipers beating a relentless tempo, each stroke marching me closer to the confrontation I could no longer put off. Ellen was in the kitchen when I walked in, slicing vegetables with mechanical precision. The knife glimmered under the harsh light. I wondered if she could sense the storm in me. "We need to talk," I said, steady, though my chest was trembling. She froze, knife hovering. "About what?" Her tone too casual, her eyes darting away. "Mexico," I answered. "The baby." The words burned as they left me. No taking them back. Her face faltered for an instant before smoothing into denial. "I don't know what you mean," she said, but her voice cracked, fragile at the edges. "Don't lie to me, Ellen." I stepped closer, the counter between us flimsy as paper. "Lily told me." "She knows." "I know." The knife slipped from her hand and clattered onto the counter. For a moment, only the rain filled the silence, hammering the windows like a heartbeat. Then she broke, sobbing softly, her shoulders shaking. "It was a mistake," she whispered. "A stupid, drunken mistake." The room tilted. My lungs felt tight. She told me about him. A bartender. Fleeting, nothing lasting. A night she swore meant nothing. But the baby wasn't nothing. Not anymore. She wanted it. She was keeping it. Her words cut deep, but they were fierce, determined. "I love you, Tom," she said through tears, "but I have to keep it." Every word was a blow I couldn't deflect. I wanted to hate her, to walk away, but love clung stubbornly, knotted with years of memory. I thought of Lily upstairs, maybe listening, already burdened with truth she shouldn't carry. I looked at Ellen, her tear-streaked face, her growing belly a silent accusation. My voice came out thin. "What do we do now?" Her answer arrived hours later, when the house was quiet. A note waited on the kitchen table. The nursery stood half-painted, her car missing. "I need to figure this out. I'm sorry." That was all she left behind. I sat there until morning, the paper crumpled in my fist, wondering if I had driven her away, or if she'd been leaving from the start. Lily found me there, her anger melted into grief. Her voice was small when she asked, "She'll come back, right?" I wanted to lie, to promise her the family already lost. But instead, I just held her close. We clung to each other, drifting in the wreckage of what had been our home. Somewhere, Ellen was driving toward a different life, carrying her secret with her. And I was left with the truth. Betrayal doesn't just break one heart, it splinters everything around it.